Introduction. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name's Safal, and during this short presentation, I'm going to teach you an extremely effective technique for responding to difficult interview questions, and it's basically called the STAR interview technique. So what is this? What is the STAR technique? Form of responding to interview questions. Well, basically many employers nowadays during interviews will require you to provide them with evidence of where you meet the person qualities and attributes that are relevant to the role. So for example, they might give you a question that states, can you give us an example of when you've worked as part of a team? Or another example is, can you give us an example of where you've been flexible in a previous role? Now a great way to respond to this kind of question is to use a STAR technique. Now anybody can respond to those interview questions and say, yes, I have been flexible in the past, or yes, I'm a fantastic team worker. But actually backing it up with evidence is a different matter altogether, and many employers nowadays want to see evidence of where you can carry out these personal qualities and attributes in a previous role, because if you've done them already, then the likelihood of you succeeding in the role that they're taking you on for obviously increases. So let's break it down into 4 different parts. So when you're responding to the interview question, first of all, start out with a situation. Explain what the situation was. What were you involved in, and what were other people involved in? So if it's a team working situation, you might want to say, I'm in a previous role, I was required to work as part of a team. The situation that I was in was that my line manager asked me to carry out a team task with a view of achieving X, Y, and Z. So that's basically the situation. You would then go on and explain what the task was that you had to carry out and other people had to carry out. So you then go on and explain the task, what you were required to do. You then come on and explain what action you took and what action other people took. Okay, and that's very important because you need to explain what you did during the specific situation, and this is where the real key evidence comes in. So tell them what you did, but also tell them what other people did. Okay, and make sure that your action is prominent. Okay, and it also has a direct influence on the next thing, which is the result. Now the final thing, the R, is the result, and my advice is to always make sure that the result of your actions is positive. Okay, so whatever you did during the situation, the task, and the action, the end result was positive because of what you did. Okay, and also a good thing to do at the end is to explain in your response what you would do differently if you were faced with the same situation again, because it's really good to reflect and analyze your performance. Okay, because you know you can't get things right first time all of the time, so it's good to analyze and reflect on what you have done in a certain situation, and it's okay to say, even though the result was positive, if this came up next time, this is what I would do. And that's basically the STAR interview technique. If you use this when preparing for interviews, you won't go too far wrong, and you should use it in specific situations when you're asked to provide evidence which is based around the personal qualities and attributes. Conclusion for the role. So if you want some more free information on how to pass interviews or any other element of applying for jobs, please visit